Welcome back. Now, the alternative investment space is full of unconventional assets that you can put your money towards. And today we explore cattle investments. The value of a cow is measured per kilogram, which means that the heavier it is, the more valuable it becomes. And for those who are getting married traditionally, SV Capital also has a Lobola fund where you can invest as little as 500 Rand in a herd of cattle. Kagiso Tloubatla, co-founder of SV Capital, joins us to discuss the ins and outs of this alternative investment. Kagiso, thanks so much for your time this afternoon. So uniquely African, uniquely South African. As we kick things off, just walk me through how this investment works.
Yeah, so we started SV Capital in 2017, and one of the reasons why we started it was we realized that a lot of people wanted to get into investing, but there was like a natural barrier, and that barrier is the jargon, as an example. Mm-hmm. So, you know, my grandmother wouldn't be able to invest in shares today because just the language that's used is very complex. You know, so my business partner and I underthought, you know, what can we do to, you know, provide an investment that everyone understands, and what is that one thing that people easily understand, whether you're in South Africa, or you're in Congo, or in Rwanda, and that's cattle. Mm-hmm. You know, cattle has always held value for Africans, and we decided to give people the ability to invest in cattle and make it affordable by making it fractional investment, which means you actually own a fraction of the cow alongside other people.
Okay.
Which, you know, from a risk perspective, it diversifies the risk, it makes it affordable, and you get to participate in, you know, the backbone of any economy, really, because it's in the food industry.
You mentioned how you were trying to be more accessible to the regular South African. When it comes to uptake and who is actually investing in this alternative investment, is that what you're seeing?
We actually have a very diverse spectrum of clients. We do have the average South African, but you also have like very affluent South Africans. You have some JSE listed CEOs that have actually allocated money into our products. Uh-huh. So I think our products do speak to really like the African, you know, because everyone understands, whether you are, you know, blue collar or white collar, understands the importance of investing. One, two, understands the importance of you know, beef, the importance that beef plays in the South African space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's look at how you gauge return on investment, right? Because you're saying that you can invest as little as 500 Rand.
Yeah. Yeah, so what we do is, as in your intro, as you rightfully said, cow's value is based on its weight. So we buy cattle at around 250 kilograms. We then, you know, with our partner farmer, Beefco, which is based in Bronkhorstspruit, they one of the largest farmers or cattle farmers in South Africa. They then look after the cattle, they feed it until it reaches its optimum weight. Mm-hmm. When it reaches the optimum weight, we then sell it, and, you know, we sell it at per kilogram. So it's obviously gained weight from when we purchased it to when we've sold it, and we subtract all the costs, the feeding costs and everything that goes with it, and we then deliver a return. So on average, since 2017, we've roughly delivered a return of 14.39% on average. So that's net of any fees or any costs.
Mm-hmm. And just for clarity's sake, SV Capital doesn't own the farms, right? It's just a partnership with the farmers.
Correct. So we don't own the farms. We work with specialists. So we partner with guys or people that know what they're doing. And that allows us to manage the funds, and, you know, our partners then, in this case being Beefco, manage the cattle.
And on the just going back to the return on investment, right? How long does it take for the investor to see those returns? Is it a 12-month investment, 24-month investment? And if it is something short-term, are you seeing investors reinvest their returns?
Yeah, so our cattle investment is a 12-month investment, and we roughly about 80% of our clients do reinvest their money. So I think it's definitely a good indicator that people are liking the products, people are enjoying the returns, and you know, the performance is above the average, you know, return that you'd get if you left your money in a bank. Mm-hmm. And, you know, in some, I guess, equity investments.
Kagiso, talk to me about the Lobola fund. Does this work hand in hand with the cattle investment, or is it something that's separate?
Yeah, so the Lobola fund is a fund that we actually used to have. It's actually been absorbed into the cattle investment. So it is now essentially the same thing. And one of its key features, which it doesn't have anymore, but one of the key features was you were able to get a cow on payout. So we could actually give you a physical cow on payout. And we had structured it like that because for someone that's looking to get married and they, as part of the lobola negotiations, if they had to now deliver a physical cow, we would actually be able to assist them with that. So, but we've rolled it up all into the cattle investment now, and you're able to, invest in cattle through the cattle investment. So
you're not getting a cattle out of that, you're just getting your returns as in funds.
Correct. So it's money in, money out.
Okay.
Yes.
Kagiso, talk to me about the potential risks that come with investing in capital. I mean, I think of climate change. There's also been lots of bouts of the foot and mouth disease.
Yeah. So there's definitely risks associated with all investing. What we've done is we've tried to mitigate as much risk as possible. We've partnered with companies or with farmers that are very experienced. As I've mentioned, Beefco is one of the oldest feedlots in the country. We've partnered with them. They've got extensive experience in managing droughts, foot and mouth disease, and all the other outbreaks. We, from our perspective, also have received a guarantee from the farmer. So we provide our clients with a 99% guarantee on the life of the cow.
Okay.
On the cattle. So not necessarily on your capital, but on the physical animal, because obviously the value could then change, go up or down. But the farmer provides us with a guarantee to make sure that they'll look after the cattle properly, and they'll use their experience to be able to make sure that should any cattle die, then the guarantee kicks in and it gets replaced.
And that's always been the case?
That's always been the case. From inception. Since 2017, we've offered that.
All right. Talk to me about, the alternative investment market, and in terms of competition. Do you have competition when it comes, to that cattle investment fund?
Definitely. There's some great companies in South Africa that are, doing a similar fund. I think what does make us very different is we are accessible to the ordinary South African. Our minimum is 500 Rand, and, we'll always in future look to make it lower in order to get people into the investment space. I think it's, from a cattle perspective, yes, there are competitors. We do have other products like the delivery bike investment as an example. If you've ever ordered Uber Eats or Mr. Delivery in Johannesburg mostly, or in Cape Town, it's very likely that one of the bikes that delivered the food actually belongs to our clients. So we give clients the ability to physically own a delivery bike as well. And we manage that for them and give them, they invest cash, and after a certain period, it obviously pays out, and then they get their returns and their capital. So we are trying to really be innovative in the space. So, it's very difficult to say if there is a company that's exactly like us, but there are companies at product level that are a bit similar, yes.
Kagiso, thanks so much for your time and sharing those insights. That was Kagiso Tloubatla, co-founder of SV Capital.